how elated is a guy like Duchesne?
Right.
Former team. OT winner.
Right.
Deal sealer.
Good point.
I mean, I love it. See, to me, sports and the stories, this is where we're WWE fans.
Huge.
When you're bringing stuff like this in.
Right.
I mean,
hey.
come on.
Hey.
Come on.
It's nice.
Are you trying to, you've already won me over. I don't need more.
Take it away from
Sports
The
show.
barn is alive again.
Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a T3. I like to learn, but there's nothing
You are
can teach
listening
me.
to
We
The
all got
Sports Show,
opinions.
episode 307. Yeah, that's how many of these things we've done. And we're doing them on the CJSW 90.9 FM. You're listening to The Sports Show. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, I need you to do a couple of things, whether it's right now or whether it's a little bit later, but follow us on the channels. Listen, at Sports Show Podcast. That's the Instagram, and it's the YouTube feed as well. Amy has been doing, the good Amy, by the way, has been doing some phenomenal work. I mean, she's kicking it in high gear. It not only helps us, but it supports her. Subscribe to the channels. Look for the blue and white logo that says The Sports Show. There's a couple people trying to knock us off, but you know what? They can't be us.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? They're trying to do variations of The Sports Show. The
they're
Sports
trying.
Show's not trying.
Trying.
They ain't succeeding. CJSW 90.9 FM, third Tuesday of every single month. Podbean, Spotify, look for us there. We got to get into it. They give us 30 minutes. When you do the intro and the outro with the music, it's actually only 28. And there's a lot of things happening. I pass the baton or the puck over to my partner, Mitch. What's happening?
How you doing? CJSW 90.9. We're live, unlive here on your Tuesday. Listen, so May Long just finished, but we're doing this during the May Long weekend.
Listen, we have a time warp, okay?
Exactly.
Cat's out of the bag.
It is what it is. There's two things that you got to do. Number one is to download the show, obviously. Go to YouTube or go to your local pod and bring down the Sports Show. What you're going to learn about Mitch and Dimitri is two things. Number one, it's golf season. Hey, springtime, summertime, right around the corner. And number two, it's my favorite thing. It's camping. You'll see what I mean. It's not my favorite thing. I think it's the craziest, weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That's how I start. You know me. I was minding my business. I was cruising the nets.
That's what he does.
So first things first, PGA Championship's going on. And there's some craziness going on. Listen, you got, I don't know if you saw what's going on here, but right now, the number one golfer in the world is a guy named Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler. And he basically ran over a cop, kind of accidentally, he says, but I mean, I don't know how you accidentally run over a cop. There's controversy, and this guy gets arrested. The cops go, hey, listen, you shouldn't be running one of us over. They grab him, they arrest him, they put him through the process. He's out, and he shoots 2 under. He's only 2 strokes behind the lead in the PGA Championship.
As it stands.
As it stands right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. I don't want to ever say that it's right to do what he did, but I'm starting to understand why, and follow me on this. In golf, the rules are very strict. It's not like NHL and other rules where you can kind of get around it. Video replay, it's controversial. In golf, you'll get a stroke knocked off your card if you got too many sticks in your bag, if you're late to coming in. So what I'm thinking is, and this is what did happen, there was an accident where somebody accidentally died or, somebody passed. There was a big traffic jam getting into the golf course. He's trying his best to get there. He had to get around. He had no other choice but to get around. And then the cop said, no, you got to wait in line. He thought he said you should go to the front of the line.
It's not his fault.
And this is what's happened. But, I kind of see his point, Dimitri.
Let me tell you something, Mitch. And everyone watching right now, and listening, is it not a sad time that we put so much pressure on these athletes to perform at a high level for our entertainment? They're our modern-day gladiators.
That's it.
And we can't give them a lane to the arena that we beg them to perform for us to the point that they got to, I don't know, you want to say hit a cop, run over, turn left on a meridian.
Right.
Tomato, okay?
We don't condone it. We don't condone it. We're not condoning this behavior.
I mean, we're splitting hairs over here.
But
now let me tell you something. You guys can argue all you want. It was wrong. This is a man of perseverance.
That's right.
He's late.
Exactly.
He found a way. Resilience, perseverance, competitive. I mean, and to come and to shoot back then, which we're recording now, but it happened later because we're here because it's after the long weekend.
Right.
Because we were never there, but we're here now.
There.
2 under. 2 under.
I'm just saying.
To come back with that on his mind. Let me tell you something, ladies and honey sugar babies. I'm going to tell you something right now.
Right.
If there's one thing I know about golf, if you want to perform at a high level, you need a little criminal in you.
Yeah.
Think I'm wrong?
No.
Think I'm wrong? Tiger, Daly. The list goes on and on and on. We're staring at an all-time great.
I couldn't agree more. I'm just saying, with all that going on, and the guy still is only 2 shots behind, he has every reason in the world to be like, guys, I'm just not here today. I'm just not here.
You know what's happened right
What's
now?
happened?
He's created a move.
It's
The
a big
Scheffler.
move. He's done it.
You hit a cop.
And then there's another
Scheffler.
golfer who's actually leading. His name's Chef Lee. Too many Scheffleys. And people on the pod know me and the names. You're throwing me off.
He's
here.
not a name guy.
I've never been. I don't declare myself one either.
He's not a name guy.
All right, real quick, one last thing before we get to the NHL. Camping. So I'm minding my business. I'm perusing the net. I look at an article. It says, hey, if you're going to be going for a walk or a trail run this coming weekend, watch out for cougars. Things to watch out for when you're on the trails. Watch out for cougar warnings. So you mean to tell me, on top of everything else, you get in your RV, you drive for many hours, you're battling traffic. Then you get to wherever you're going to go, and let's assume you're a hardcore camper. You got to grab your gear, go to the middle of nowhere, put your stuff in, erect the tent, start a fire, make sure if you have to go to the bathroom to go somewhere where it's, clean or do whatever you guys do out there, because I don't know, because I don't camp. And then on top of it, when I'm sitting out in the middle of nowhere with my family, now you're telling me not only do I have to watch out for bears and mosquitoes, there's cougars too? Cougars? I just saying, why is there such a love for and forest fires here in Alberta? I mean, we got a lot of forest fires, and I don't know what to say. There's just too much going on, man.
Listen, play it safe.
Play it safe.
Okay?
Stay home.
The wild cougar is something to be afraid of. The municipal cougar, however, is something that maybe if
it's a different cougar.
I digress.
You know what I'm saying. We're going to talk about it later.
You're not a camp guy, hey?
Never will be based on all this information.
Hold on. Have you even tried it though?
No, I don't want to. Why do I want to with this?
Would you go into glamping?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Is there Wi-Fi?
There could be.
Maybe.
Okay.
Just say it.
No, let's take Wi-Fi out.
Right.
Accommodations are great.
Right.
What about a cabin? Would you do a cabin?
Maybe.
Okay. This is big, you guys. This is big.
Maybe.
Okay. Moving on.
We're off to the NHL. Second round playoffs are happening / finished. We're off to the Eastern Western Conference Final. A lot of things happened yesterday. As we record this on the Saturday, Dimitri, it was Boston. It was Florida. They were playing each other. Florida was up 3-1. Boston said, hey, I don't like the way the refs are doing this. We're going to make a big deal about it to everybody in the world of media. And all of a sudden, Boston comes back, makes it 3-2. Florida pulls off the wicked win last night. Ladies and gentlemen, the Florida Panthers are off to the Eastern Conference Finals. But Dimitri, I want to talk about a little bit. What'd you think of Boston and the amount of complaining they were doing with regards to the refereeing and everything else that's up here?
You know what I'm thinking?
What's up?
Now I'm out of camping because you're right.
Yeah.
The Panther, the Cougar, same family.
This is what I'm
Be
saying.
careful.
That's right.
Be careful. If they could take out a bear.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
you know
just
what?
saying.
I'm not even doing the cabin. Look, the complaining is so unlike the Bruins.
Right.
The Boston Bruins were the safe zone in terms of just hard grit. They're there year after year because they have character. They have character leadership. They have character players all across the board. To hear them go that far down was a little disappointing to me. Did it take the eye off the prize? Maybe, maybe not. But you are staring at a Florida Panthers team, your pick, might I add, that might just be the best Eastern Conference team as well. So I don't know how much of a factor, if that's where you're going with that question.
You know, I'm kind of just going with the fact that, they must have been that flustered where it was uncharacteristic for them to complain as much as they did. Oh, Bennett punched Marchand in the face. Yeah, he did. But it was reactionary. That one I'm kind of on the fence for.
Yeah, but hold on. To me, that was the game within the game.
Exactly.
Like where Marchand goes and takes people out and does these antics.
Are you in my notes?
He got one back.
Are you in
and
my
he's like,
notes?
wait a sec, you don't fire me, I quit.
Exactly.
Come on.
Couldn't
come
agree more.
on.
And then the one that actually really got me going is everybody and their dog. This isn't just NHL. I want instant replay. I demand to see that the right result is always coming out. And then what happens? Bennett, again, who's turning into Marchand, just saying. And he gives a little nudge to Coyle. And hey, wouldn't you know, the puck's right on his stick and he pops it in. Oh, get the replay. And then the referees look at it. Toronto looks at it and says, no, it's, you know what? Yeah, he pushed him, but I mean, it's hockey. He's not going to ask him graciously to move to the side. He pushed him and he put the puck in the net. The point I'm trying to make is the replay and refereeing. You guys wanted all this. And then when you get it and you still don't like the answer, you're still complaining. Too bad. Too bad. I love the fact when they reversed it, when they left the call as it was.
Yeah.
Dimitri, I'm telling you, you would have thought that at that moment they won the Stanley Cup. I was that happy because I'm like, good. This is what everyone needs to see. That's what sports is about. It's about what's happening at that moment. Good call, bad call, it doesn't matter. And the instant replay, all it does is cause more confusion and more frustration.
I hate to say it because when you're on the losing side, of course it sucks. But at the end of the day, the human error of the referees, whether we like it or not, you guys, is a part of the whole sports presentation.
Is it good that the referees are injecting themselves more? No, I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, you guys want the instant replays and all this? Well, you got to live by the sword. You're going to die by the sword.
Listen, there's 4 of them on the ice now. So what are we going to do? Go to 6? Is that what everyone wants?
That what
you're going to have a team of referees? Hold on a sec.
Do you want AI, you want 2 more, cameras on the boards to like catch everything? It's going to kill the game, man. It's going to kill the game.
You want to know what wouldn't kill the game? I'm just thinking a team of referees. What if they did for one night only on pay-per-view where they put 2 more nets?
Right.
Had 4 teams playing simultaneously.
I like this.
You could score on any which one of the 3.
Yeah.
It's a fatal 4-way.
I like this.
Like instead of the semi-final, the semi-conference finals,
right?
Just put all 4 of them on there
at
Stanley
once,
Cup. And then the Stanley Cup finalists emerge.
If there's a way of cheating, the Vegas Knights will figure it out and do it.
They'll figure it out for sure. Yeah.
They'll
cork the puck.
Speaking of teams that are not getting a lot of respect, it's the New York Rangers. Up 3-0. They let Carolina back in. They're losing in Game 6. They go to third period. Chris Kreider says, I'll score a national hat trick in the third period. The Rangers end up winning. It's over. So it's going to be Rangers, Florida in the Eastern Conference Final. Dimitri, are you finally giving your flowers? Are you going to give some flowers to those Rangers?
Cried or die, baby. Okay. I couldn't believe what I was watching because I'm sitting there. Like, yes and no. Well, hold on. I'm not going to say yes and no.
All right.
Yeah, I am going to give the Rangers their flowers. And I said it before for those that have listened to the sports show in the weeks before. And for those just tuning in, you're tuning in to the sports show on the CJSW 90.9 FM. And you can listen to these past episodes and forward at Sports Show Podcast. Download it, stream it, love it, like it. It's amazing. Here's the thing. I said the Rangers are going to be the team that I'm always going to say are going to lose a series and they're going to find their way into the final. I think that's what we're seeing right now. Because the next series is going to be electric. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like this is a final within it. Kreider could not be stopped. Down 3-1. We talk about killer instinct on this podcast on a weekly basis.
That's right.
That is what you want.
That's right.
You want someone to say, oh my goodness, it's 3-1 in the third. Carolina, maybe they were on the wrong side of the coin in the first 2 games as they went into overtime, and the series could have actually been reversed. And Carolina, just as good of a team, you guys. Just as good of a team. But killer instinct is the wild card that trumps above all. When you're watching, and this is a thing of beauty in sports, you're down 3-1. The team is about to force Game 7, and one man takes it in his own hands.
That's right.
And says, not on my watch. Loved me when I'm gone and loved me when I'm here. Chris Kreider. To me, he's got, if we used to give the loofahs, he's winning the loofah award for me right now, Mitch.
Oh, absolutely. He's definitely a
this guy's
contender.
Electric.
And, Carolina, if I'm you guys, I'm a little flustered. Not because you lost this series. It's because you guys are the Toronto Maple Leafs of the South. You guys keep dropping the ball at the worst possible time. It's like where the floor, where Toronto can't get out of the first round mainly. You guys can make it out of the first round, but it's the second and the third round. You guys just can't make that next stride. And I'm a big believer right now. I said it on the pod last week, and it still hasn't happened. Toronto, everyone was talking Craig Berube was going to be the next head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It hasn't happened yet. I truly do believe it's because Rod Brind'Amour.
It did just
did it just happen?
Just happen.
Oh, well, look at that. Breaking news.
Just happened.
Berube, the new head coach of Toronto Maple Leafs. They should have waited because Brind'Amour would have been a nice little pick.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I agree. You know how I feel about the Brind'Amour.
Hey,
you know how I feel.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But the Berube, to your point, he's got one under his belt.
That is true.
That is
true.
There's an experience level there.
Well, congratulations to Mr. Berube then.
There you go. Thank you very much.
I like it.
The Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, Hurricanes is right. Exactly. Let's go over to a team that can, and that's the Dallas Stars. Again, late last night, they take on Colorado. They're up 3-1. Nikushkin, one of their best players who's got 9 goals, he's got some issues. And the NHL said, you know what, one too many times, buddy. You're gone. 6 months, no pay. You're out of here. Major factor, major cog on that team. But what does the Avalanche do? They go, you know what, it's okay. We got this guy named McCarr. We got this guy named McKinnon. We're going to win Game 5. And they do. They make it into Game 6. And ladies and gentlemen, went to double overtime. And Dallas pulls off the win. Your pick. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Stars now off to the Western Conference Final. And I watched a bit of that game yesterday, Dimitri. And I have to say, if this is the way Dallas is going to handle already taking out Colorado, I just don't know who can stop them right now in the West. And it doesn't matter when we talk about Vancouver and Edmonton next. It just that's how tough Dallas looks.
I don't disagree. And you know what? Here's the other thing. Again, killer instinct.
Yeah.
How elated is a guy like Duchesne?
Right.
Former team. OT winner.
Right.
Deal sealer.
Good point.
I mean, I love it. See, to me, sports and the stories, this is where we're WWE fans.
Huge.
When you're bringing stuff like this in.
Right.
I mean...
Hey,
come on!
Hey,
come on!
It's nice.
Are you trying? Are you trying to? You've already won me over. I don't need more. I don't want to go. I don't want to jump the gun.
Don't jump it.
Okay, you have your pick.
I got mine.
You had your pre-pick.
That's right.
I had my pre-pick.
It's true.
We'll talk about it when we talk about it. Going into the next series, you're right. I don't see a team that is going to beat the Dallas Stars. I mean, we can even predate it. Think of the road to get there. I think we talked about it a few episodes ago. You know, we started the playoffs where Vegas, Dallas. We said, you know what? Whoever this is the final. Well, Dallas emerged.
Right.
Then you said, it's like, listen, I don't see anyone beating whoever comes out of this one, or at least going to the final. I think you're absolutely right.
It's looking that way. I honestly said it more as a clickbait, to be quite honest. But
Why
now
not?
It's actually making sense, and I like it. And to be honest, Dallas just, you know what? When you buy a new car and you're driving, and they tell you for the first 1,000 kilometers or 100 kilometers, go a little slow. That's what kind of happened with them in the Vegas, right? They're going not slow, but they're working it in.
Break it in.
Now they're on. Now they're ready to put it into 6th, and they're looking good. I don't want to jinx anything because I'm excited about whoever they meet in the next round, and here we are. So as you see, 3 teams have now made it to their conference finals. 1 team remains. Vancouver taking on Edmonton. Ladies and gentlemen, Vancouver's up in the series 3-2. During this week, there was some controversy. They were in Edmonton. There was a little bit of a stick show going on. Soucy gave the stick to McDavid. You don't want to do it to the superstar. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. No matter how you feel about Edmonton or what you think of superstars, you don't touch the superstar. It just is what it is. He gets a 1-game suspension. And during that time, they also said, hey, we're changing our goalie. We don't like the way Skinner's playing. We're bringing in Picard. Captain Picard's coming in. They end up winning. I wasn't that surprised about it. The media made it seem like this was going to be the biggest deal in the world because they changed the goaltending. They end up winning. Tied series 2. They go back to Vancouver. And then it turned into the J.T. Miller show. 3rd period, I don't think anybody else was on the ice. I really don't. This guy goes, I have to score a goal. I don't know if there was a bet that he made with his wife or what was going on, but he was determined, and he ends up getting the goal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 3-2 tonight, Saturday night, here in Alberta. It's 6 o'clock. If you see if you see anything fireworks going off, it's because of Edmonton. It's going to be crazy tonight.
But remember, we're here on Tuesday.
That's right. So this already happened, but we're not sure what's going to happen.
We're just presenting you when we went back in time to talk about it
Exactly.
on the live show of the sports show.
Dimitri, your thoughts. Edmonton down 3-2. Do they make it a game 7 or do they say good night and goodbye?
I just want to believe that McDavid is going to come out and answer back. I want to see a game 7 because I'm really invested in this series. Look, it's 2 Canadian teams. I want more of it. Why not?
Yeah.
It's good for hockey. It's good for Hockey Canada. But this JT Miller.
Yeah.
Came from New York as well.
I know.
I mean, what are they breeding over? The Kreider, the Miller. Like, when it comes down, these are the people that you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are the people, that killer instinct. I'm of this opinion. Whatever happens to the Edmonton Oilers, because let's call it what it is.
Right.
They're the team under the lens.
Yes.
Out of any team, them in Toronto.
100%.
Okay. Out of any team, but right now they're the team under the lens. They're either going to go and win the Stanley Cup, and it all worked out, and give them their flowers and amazing, and they can take some pressure off, or they don't, and they actually blow it up. Either way, the team is going to be better off at the end of the season. That's all I'm going to say. Win, lose, or draw.
So I think everyone knows that follows the sports show how I feel about it. Here's the thing. I don't think Edmonton is done yet, meaning I do think they're going to win tonight. I think it'll go to a game 7 in Vancouver. I do think Vancouver, I just feel like there's some teams that just have another team's number. And right now, if you kind of count it, they beat them 4 times in the regular season and another 3. They're 7-2 right now when it comes to wins. But it doesn't matter because if Edmonton wins the final 2, then it can still be 7-4. And at the end of the day, they're off to the Western Conference Final. But I don't agree with you where should they lose, I'm sorry. The writing is now 100% on the wall. And for anybody that has fought against me on the whole thing, one of your boys got to go.
Yeah,
there has got to be some major changes because the biggest problem that Edmonton has right now is even though they thought they had, a good 3rd and 4th line, those guys aren't showing up.
No.
Kane came last game. He showed up. But where's Fogarty? Where's Holloway? Where's Nuge? Where's everybody? Even Hyman, when he's not getting the little tap-in goals, where are you? The point of the matter is...
And you who wrote the comment about, it's easy. No. Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
It's not so easy.
Yeah. It was McDavid the whole time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see. It's going to be exciting. So we got 3 out of the 4 teams, and tonight's game is going to be electric. It's actually, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Have a
me
little
too.
whiskey,
Me
a little
too.
relax.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things go. Listen, there's a lot of things that happened 3 days ago today that's not today.
That's a good point.
Okay?
That's a great point.
Tyson Fury.
Oh, right.
Usyk.
All right, real quick. Who do we got in that?
I got Fury on this one.
I think so too, man. He dropped a lot of weight, still got the dad bod going on, but he's just so much bigger. Just so much bigger than Usyk. I got to go with the Fury.
I think so. But either way, what we're getting, and I hope we don't get a draw. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I hope we don't get a draw.
I don't think so.
But what we're getting is the undisputed heavyweight champion for the first time since Lennox Lewis, which is probably I don't know the number, but I got to say 2001.
Yeah, it's been 20 plus years. Yeah, you're right.
2001, 2002.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That
I
era.
think you're absolutely right. Dimitri's brought it up a few times. It's off to the killer list. Brought to you by Sinatra's 403-472-4555. It's a killer slice. What are we talking about? We love talking about guys that are gamers. At number 5, Shesterkin, the goalie for the New York Rangers. He's at number 5 on the killer list.
I like my Shesterkin done medium. Wow.
This guy ended up playing great. Unfortunately, they just got knocked out. But when they asked him to step up, it was a guy from Calgary. His name is Makar.
You can Makar that on the calendar for another Norris.
At number 3, they're not in the NHL. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Why? Because when they were on the brink of elimination, they beat the Nuggets, the defending champions, by 45 points.
All I got to say is I don't like a 3-day Game 7 layover.
I know. It's a lot, right? At number 2, he's brought him up once. I brought him up once. It's J.T. Miller.
Yeah.
And at number 1, it's the guy that said, hey, New York fans, Knicks are on their verge of making the NBA championship, maybe, or at least the conference final, we're going to the conference final. It's Chris Kreider scoring that hat trick for the Rangers to push them over the edge.
Kreider die, baby.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you're listening to. CJSW 90.9. It's the sports show. It's Mitch. It's Dimitri. This is what we do every third Tuesday of the month. If you're liking this, just go and download it. Have a good time. This is what I'm saying. Let's get to Rapid Banter. More excited for Sports Illustrated swimsuit or the NFL regular season schedule to come out?
What's after the swimsuit pages?
So, real quick, Patrick Mahomes' wife, she's in it, right? And
Okay.
so, she looks great. I think her name is Brittany, all that stuff. But they have a party for it, okay? If you're Brittany Mahomes, do you invite Patrick Mahomes? And not just because he's a celebrity NFL superstar. What I'm
Only-
saying, do you bring your husband to these things?
Only if he's invited you to his event.
But I'm also worried that, you're going to be doing one of these. Oh, yeah. That's, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
nice to
it's
meet
not
you.
for him. You're right. Good point.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
Your head's down. You're looking at the ground the whole
Roster,
time.
let us know what the play
Yeah,
call
Patrick,
is
you're
here.
sick that day. Don't do it, bro. Don't fall for the joke. At number 2, more skilled, McKinnon, McCarr, or Draisaitl and McDavid.
McKinnon, McCarr.
You have 2 seconds left in the game, and you need a shot to be made. Who do you go to? These are on your bench. MJ, Kobe, or Steph Curry.
Mitch Hodges.
That's right. It's true. He's not lying. He's not lying.
Hey, the numbers speak for themselves.
Darnell Nurse came out this weekend and was a little upset that he's always being blamed in the Edmonton Oilers losses. Are we being too tough on Darnell Nurse?
No.
We got 9.5 million reasons.
Yeah, and a cup ain't won.
Last one. Rudy Gobert, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year for the Minnesota Timberwolves, left game 2 because his wife was in labor, but he got some slack. What's more important, happy wife or happy teammates?
Still the second best Rudy in sports. I cried during that movie.
Rapid back. You know what? There is something to
When
it.
he does that tackle
It's
at the end, I
true.
tell you. And then you got,
It's a
he's
little-
sitting in the back giving him the,
It's a little
he's
dramatic.
giving him the cup
It's
clap.
a little dramatic.
It's this clap. It's not like a clap where he's like,
It's a
then I'm
little
like,
dramatic.
Cap, is anyone else watching this?
You want to talk about a dog with a bone. That
Oh,
guy was a
man.
dog with
Rudy!
a bone. Yeah. They're like, you're too small. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Rudiger was his name.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
right.
we got Mitch. We got to roll
Yeah,
through.
here we go. It's Maga. It's pass or fail here. CJSW 90.9. This is a segment where we basically go through things that we think are great or not great. I talked about camping at the very beginning. I talked about the Cougar. The list was out. So what do you do in case a Cougar is on the trail or somewhere near you when you're on this May-long weekend a few days ago on the trail? So you should listen to this before you go on the trail.
But know the outcome as you're listening to
That's
this.
right. Make yourself bigger. Pass or fail.
Well, for you, that's impossible. But normally, yes, pass.
I've been trying for years. I don't know. It's not so easy. I mean, Cougar will show up at last second. Whoa, hey. What do you...
All right.
Make noise, it says. Pass or fail.
You got to do a little both. I say pass. Get big and make noise.
I say scream at it. We're both Greek. We can get screamed at. You scream back. It tends to work.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, arm bums, yelled at us a lot. Yell as much as you can back.
That's right.
That's the only thing I can think of. And if it happens to be a male Cougar, he'll definitely leave. He'll be like, you know what? I'm out of here.
He's like,
I don't need this.
this ain't
That's
worth
why I
it.
came out here.
This ain't worth it.
Retreat slowly. So you see a Cougar. Put yourself in this scenario. You're sitting there. You see it. And you're trying to retreat slowly. I'm running faster than Usain Bolt. I'll tell you that right now.
Listen, fail. Don't pretend like it didn't see you.
Exactly.
It sees you.
Oh, it sees you.
You're not gonna.
It can see in the dark.
Listen, the only thing is don't turn your back on it.
That's a good point.
You got to look at it.
Yeah, if you're going to
'Cause it
die,
wants
look at
you.
it right in its eyes.
No. Because if you turn your back, it starts going.
Right.
You want to look at it.
Yeah, run backwards.
Yes.
This week I'm
Hold
going to
on,
go to the gym,
buddy.
just practice running
No,
backwards.
go on YouTube. There's a guy. The Cougar was walking after him up the trail, 11 minutes or something like that
Right.
before it beelined it. Every time he turned around, the go.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how about this? If you're traveling or sleeping in groups, it says. Sleep in groups or travel in groups, pass or fail.
No, that's a pass because if the Cougar is not being relentless,
right,
then you take the weakest friend.
The weakest one, yeah.
And they have to pay. It is what it is.
It'll be a beautiful ceremony.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
There's going to be lots of people.
Yeah, exactly. It says here, stay vigilant till dawn. So on top of the camping thing where you're outside your elements, stay up to the middle of the night.
Yeah, well,
worried if you're going to get attacked.
That's a fail because you're camping.
That's
no
right.
clocks.
No box.
No blocks.
And now it does say last one or second last one, carry bear spray.
Yes, Maga. Yeah, and it's not even just for the Cougars. It's for your friends.
It's true.
Because if you're camping and someone's out of line and being negative,
right,
give them a spray.
Give them a little spray. Psst. Last thing, you see a Cougar on the trail. You're not sure what to do. Pass or fail, ask to maybe go for a drink. Just saying.
Kindness can go a long way.
It can go a long way.
Maybe the Cougars misunderstood.
Maybe they just want to hang out.
And I'll tell you something.
That's right.
After Cougars had a couple drinks, everyone's winning. You know who else is winning? You are, we are, the CJSW 90.9 FM. Thank you every single third Tuesday that you tune in and listen to us, 11:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. Also, if you like what you heard today, you can listen to us every single week. That's on Podbean, that's on Spotify. If you like hearing us and you also want to put some faces to the name, you can view us. That's on the Instagram and the YouTube at Sports Show Podcast. Thank you very much. Episode 307, one for the books. We got to shove it in the locker because we do got to hit the showers. See ya. W, we're saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast. Butcha.